Hello, and welcome to Group 8's 2016 Sexual Harassment Training video in partnership with Management 4350. Let's meet the training team, pictured from left to right on your screen. I'm Matthew Glicco.
I'm Juileen Hewitt.
I'm Lisandra Villafana.
And I'm Ricardo Arcentales.
Thank you for attending this very important training on sexual harassment. This training is important for every company because it can help avoid costly lawsuits and maintain a healthy and safe work environment. A harassment-free workplace is more efficient, productive, and profitable. Slide. Let's go over our training objectives. In this training, we will define sexual harassment, identify the types of sexual harassment, and provide examples of each type. We will discuss and define the victims and perpetrators of sexual harassment, and we will discuss how to deal with sexual harassment. Slide. What is sexual harassment? Sexual harassment is any action with a sexual connotation that creates a hostile or uncomfortable work environment. Remember, it's any action, not just physical actions. There are verbal, nonverbal, explicit, and implicit actions that can be seen as sexual harassment. It's important to remember, both men and women can commit sexual harassment. Sexual harassment becomes illegal when it's happening frequently enough to create a hostile work environment. Slide. Types of sexual harassment. There are two types of sexual harassment. The first type is quid pro quo. The second type is hostile work environment. Slide. Quid pro quo is basically, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's unwanted pressure for sexual favors. It's offering job benefits in exchange for sexual favors. In most cases, this involves a supervisor or someone in power offering job benefits related to employment security, salary increase, promotion, or special assignments in exchange for sexual favors. And now to discuss hostile work environment, here's Juileen.
Hi, I'm Juileen Hewitt. For hostile work environments, a hostile work environment is created when any employee is subjected to severe, pervasive conduct that permeates through the work environment. It disturbs the employee's ability to perform the job. The conduct related to unwelcome advances, sexual innuendos, and offensive language can be contributing elements to a hostile work environment, or it can cause sexual harassment complaints. Examples for hostile work environment: physical actions such as unwanted deliberate touching, leaning over, cornering, etc., inappropriate sexual looks or gestures, touching someone's clothing, hair, or body, standing up close or brushing against a person, invading the person's personal space. These are all examples of a hostile work environment. Lisa will now give more examples of verbal and additional sexual harassment.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lisandra Villafana, and I'll be talking about the different types of verbal and non-verbal types of sexual harassment. It's very important to know that verbal harassment could also be, making sexual comments about a person's body. It could be talking about, someone's sexual life or someone's, personal life. It could be unwanted sexual jokes, remarks, or questions, inappropriate nicknames, or it could also be unwanted pressure for sexual favors. Sexual harassment goes beyond the verbal part. It could also be non-verbal, or it could be also something that we display in the office. It could be a picture, it could be a video, it could be a cartoon. It could also be unwanted calls, letters, or something about sexual nature, material. It could be stalking someone, inappropriate behavior, or inappropriate, just looking at someone inappropriately or watching, and just by blocking someone's way, something that might not be very intended, that can be considered sexual harassment. It's very important to know that the victims in sexual harassment, it could be pretty much anyone. It could be a supervisor, it could be an employee, it could be a customer. So it doesn't have a sex. It could be a woman, it could be a man. There is not really a protocol that needs to be followed in order for someone to feel harassed. It could be anyone in general. Now, to present a little bit more on the presentation, it will be Ricky. He will be giving us tips on how to deal with sexual harassment.
Right. My name is Ricardo Arcentales. When dealing with sexual harassment, the very first thing you want to do is make sure you actually have a sexual harassment policy in place. An effective sexual harassment policy will actually inform employees of all expectations, whether that be behavioral or just about any behavioral. It'll inform all employees on expectations of their behavior in the workplace. Through this sexual harassment policy, all employees are going to know that how to treat fellow employees with common courtesy, respect, and in a professional manner. It's important when dealing with sexual harassment. We like to use FACTS, and this is basically an acronym for familiarize yourself with your organization's policy. When you familiarize yourself with the organization's policy, you're actually educating yourself on how to deal with it, how to identify it when it happens. A for address all incidents promptly with supervisors and managers. This is important because if you wait too long to report an incident, it becomes more and more likely for that same incident to happen or for an even more severe incident to happen. C for cooperation of all parties involved is going to be required. T for thorough investigations will involve extensive documentation of events and complaints. Having historical records of previous incidents will allow management to make more educated decisions when dealing with future incidents. And S for satisfactory solution, that's when you finally come down with a solution. You've dissected all the available evidence, and the satisfactory solution is going to be a sort of middle ground in which the sexual harassment can actually be prevented in the future so that it never happens again. Now, can you be punished for complaining about sexual harassment? Absolutely not. Title VII actually protects all employees from retaliation from their management for speaking out. We should never be afraid to actually report sexual harassment because it's something serious. It's actually very, very serious in the workplace, and not speaking up is just giving it precedent to happen again. So it's very important to speak up and let someone know if it's actually happening. For any further questions on sexual harassment, you should refer to the employee handbook or speak to an HR representative.